Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Now you know. 205-964-5243. Now you know.
Good evening and welcome to Flippinar 255, Flippinar 255. Here to talk about real estate investing. Today's topic: don't blow your tax refund. Is it tax return or tax refund?
Is tax refund. You file your tax returns and you get a tax refund.
Don't blow your tax refund.
Don't do it.
Invest in real estate. I guess that's how to explain it. Yeah. So, So we're here to talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate. Text the word Gator if you want to get your questions answered live on the live stream here with us. That gets you to the front of the line. Adrian and I are here. Reniki probably will join us here in a second. But make sure you also do this. Subscribe to the channel by selecting this button here. Once you subscribe to the channel, tap the little bell, select all, so you now are alerted whenever we upload new videos like this one and when we go live daily. Okay, and over to AP.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday evening. Unfortunately, we are not on TikTok or Instagram tonight. Some tech difficulties on that platform, but you can most definitely join us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, I think. And if you need to view this later, it will be available as soon as we get done as well for you to stream later. Want to give a shout out to those who have already joined us. Body by Tay, VA Conscious _Bach, Ottoman 71, Joseph Wilson, and Desiree Twigs. Thank you. Go ahead and start posting those questions in the chat box there. This is the place where you post the questions. I'll read the questions and Ty will answer the questions. Also, do not forget that you can join us live by texting the word Gator, Gator, to the number 205-964-5243. Get bumped to the front of the line. Ask any follow-up questions that you may have. Little one-on-one chat session that you can have. So jumping right into our questions. Thank you, DFB and Malcolm Cunningham for joining us. This is from Malcolm. Yo, I'm in here, 2023. I'm trying to buy fix and flip 4 to 6 properties this year, as well as wholesale. Let's work. Well, Malcolm, you're in a good place. I'm wishing you much success on what you're striving for. Not a question, just a statement.
Is that my man Malcolm from Mobile? From Mobile?
Okay.
Yeah. He already good.
Yeah, that's Malcolm. That's Malcolm. He in here. Legend the Beast. Everyone is great. Y'all tell Legend how you doing today in the chat box. He's wanting to know how everyone is today. He said, yes, it's me. Malcolm was like, yeah. Malcolm be doing the thing. The thing be thinging.
The beast down there in Mobile. When Mardi Gras started, about starting, Malcolm. I know the Senior Bowl this week, so.
Yeah, it should be February 8th or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. The boom, as they call it down in Mobile.
Oh, my goodness. Well, yeah, okay. Isn't it different from when it is? I don't know. So Fat Tuesday is in February 21st. And I don't know why I was thinking, is it different in Mobile than in New Orleans?
They will tell you quickly, they're from Mobile, that the Mardi Gras started in Mobile.
Oh my gosh. Well, when people think about Mardi Gras, I think of New Orleans.
They may do, but they have to make you understand, the origination of it. So,
okay.
Y'all that didn't know.
Okay.
Boom.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you, TWC. Eric Carney, thank you for joining us. That is our movie quote guru. And he says, what up, Doe? Flip Anthropist. Good day, A. And Rennie the Pretty. Hopefully she will be joining us soon. So let's see here. We got a couple of questions in the chat box I would like to read. Joseph says, how do you sign a contract using your LLC?
How do you sign a contract using your LLC?
Correct.
You'll use the contract as the name as the buyer, and when you sign it, you'll just sign it under the buyer, seller, so whatever side of it you're on. You can place beneath there managing member or whatever title you have there for your LLC.
All right. Thank you for answering that. Ooh, diving right into our next question from Aaliyah Reed. Hey, I'm so excited, but where do I find the app or website for me to call and text the buyers and sellers?
If you text the word X, TEXT, 205-964-5243, boom, that'll get you going. This video here is a tutorial and also how to access text-to-flip.com.
All right, thank you. Let's take that down. Malcolm says it's time to party. Desiree says, about how long after deals are sent do we know if any were successful? I have a few more I'll be sending over tonight after this live. I guess sending deals to you.
We're going to reach back out to you. So if you don't hear anything, you can always text me to make sure. Sometimes I get lost in the shuffle, and we'll follow back up with you.
All right. Thank you for answering that. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, y'all go ahead and start posting those questions in there. So AB TWT Random Drop says, what's a good amount to start investing with?
Wow, it depends on what you're trying to do. As far as a good amount, that's like a very vague question that is hard to answer depending on what your end game is. Are you trying to do rentals? Or are you trying to fix and flip? If you're trying to wholesale, you can literally start with zero. So it just depends on what your investing aspirations are. What are you trying to do?
Okay, thank you for answering that. Question from Legend of Beast. How is the quickest way to get buyers for properties you come into under contract?
You say what now?
The quickest way to get buyers for properties you come into under contract. So you got the contracts. What's the quickest way to find a buyer?
One of the quickest ways is just a free way is to use Facebook to find buyers in Facebook real estate groups. That's one of the quickest ways. Another way, if you watch this video, it's titled Buyers, text the word buyers to 205-964-5243. And in that video, I explain how to leverage real estate agents to find buyers for your particular properties.
All right, thank you.
You can also simply do a Google search for sell my house, just sell my house fast, and whatever the name of the city, or buy my house fast, or just buy my house and the name of the city that you're targeting or where the property is located. And those first 2 or 3 pages of results are going to be serious investors and or wholesalers in that market.
Okay, thank you. So Joseph Wilson has a really simple yet very important question. Do you have to be at closing?
No, you don't have to be at closing, but it needs to be set up that way. Meaning that you making sure that you have your buyer and seller set up where if they meet each other for the first time, it's not like, who are you? Who are you? or whatever. So that has to be, it has to be set up. Now, the title company or closing attorney can make it easy for you. They may set them up at different times. They may have the buyer come in a couple of hours before the seller does. That some will do that, some won't. But normally they want the money to be there first, let the buyer sign off and everything, and then the seller come in after that, a couple of hours after that or so, sign off, and then they can get their money. Deal completed, then you can get your money. So it's possible, but a lot of times you may have to be there, or someone representing you has to be there.
All right. Thank you for answering that question for us. Conscious_Bach wants to know, where do I go to obtain a home by paying the back taxes? Where do I go to obtain a home by paying the back taxes? So where do you get that list?
Okay, so that's a huge misconception on how that works. Now, it's going to be state specific on how it works as far as taking advantage of tax delinquent properties, tax deeds, tax liens, tax certificates. So it depends on the state that you're targeting and what's their process. You can gain some type of ownership or full ownership of a property. Again, it depends on how that state handles those situations. But the main thing is that you have to know what the process is. But, you are paying the people that work in those offices. You're paying their salary. If you're paying taxes on anything, even if you're not working, you're buying stuff and they charge taxes on it, that pays their salary. So ideally what you want to do is to get someone at one of those offices to go through the process for you. And from there, you should be able to see where your opportunities may lie, depending on how that state handles tax delinquent properties. But it's just not just going paying someone's taxes and now it's your house. You know how much chaos that would be? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not that simple. It doesn't just work that simple. It's a little bit more complex, quite a bit more complex than that. And some states are more complex than others. But it happens. People have built some serious empires or some serious portfolios just by targeting those type of properties, from houses to commercial to land or whatever. So it's real, but you just need to understand how that process works in the states that you're targeting.
All right. Thank you for that. Guys, if you have not done so already, make sure you like and subscribe and share this. We still have plenty of time to get someone on to join us live tonight for these gems that are being dropped, and you should be picking up. Are you picking up what we're dropping?
Also, well, where is it? AtlantaCashBuyers.com still available. We redid the site, updated it. So you get the website along with coaching directly from me. If you go over to the site, you'll see a buy now button. If you select that button, it'll give you the pricing for it. So it comes with the actual website. You're having a brand that sets you apart from the competition, whether you're brand new or whether you're already established. You can take your game up to the next level. But the main thing is that you get that along with me coaching you through unlimited deals, or as long as I'm breathing, whichever comes first. I guess when I'm cook come first, couldn't it?
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so, and then also have available, I think I have cashbuyersofphilly.com, representing the Philadelphia, PA area. Also cashbuyersofdallas.com. Those are available also if you're in those markets. So you can do a YouTube search. I'm sorry, you can just do a search. If you do a search, they may not populate it because they're brand new sites. So you might have to type them into your browser. I hope everybody knows what that means. Just the exact name, cashbuyersofphilly.com, cashbuyersofdallas.com. Now, AtlantaCashBuyers.com, if you just did a Google search, it's probably just going to come up or whatever. So, but anyway, if you text me, I'll send you the links. Just do that.
Don't insult our intelligence.
Some people don't know how to do
we
that.
know.
Trust me, I deal with it every day.
We know what you're talking about. Yeah. Don't just put it in the Google bar, y'all. Put it at the top and put a .com behind it.
That still might not register.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Aaliyah Reed says, to get the repair price, go by the $10,000 per room on your videos, correct? Go by the square foot and rooms. Should we include the electricity and windows? I just have to make sure I understand the repair cost. When you said $10,000 per room,
She mixing me up with somebody else.
that woo, wow, 10 grand per room,
Yeah,
man.
she mixed me up with somebody.
No.
I do it by I saw a guy do this and it made sense to try to explain it this way. And this is just a generalization, but it can work because there's no exact number on doing renovations because of who the contractor is, what their vision is, or your vision is as far as the renovations. So only thing we're trying to do is get a ballpark number that we can use to determine whether or not we have an opportunity or a deal or not. So if you text DC for, I'm sorry. Well, no, I don't. Golly, I have a video on. Text D GD. I got it right here, I think. Text GD to that's for great deal to 205-964-5243. And that video there will explain the process.
All right.
Or whatever. So on the repairs, it'll explain the entire process, but the repairs will be included in that.
All right. Thank you. Let's go ahead and take to the next question. A Facebook user, no name, found a complete rehab. The numbers on it looks good. It's in the Houston area. Would you be interested? I do not have it under contract. So first things first, gonna have to get it under contract, right?
Yeah. I would need numbers. There's plenty of properties for sale, but is it a great deal or not? You know what I'm saying? We would need numbers.
Okay. So Joseph says, what is transitional funding?
What is transitional funding? Is basically used to give you a temporary loan of maybe like for 24 hours, 48 hours. So most people use it in the sense of a double close. Example, you have a house, it may be a foreclosure or something, but you have a buyer that's willing to pay for it. But banks are not going to allow you to sign. They're not going to allow you to use the buyer's money to double close. So transactional funding, it's transitional is what he uses, but I think it's transactional funding. It got me confused now. Is used to purchase the property, so it'll go in your name, then you resell it to your buyer immediately. But they will only do that if they're confident that the buyer is going to pull the trigger on that, right? So, and then they just charge you a percent of the deal to make that happen.
All right, thank you. So Jillian Singh, hopefully I pronounced it correct. You are in a good spot. You are in a great spot with here this Thursday night. She says, hello, I'm new here. How do I start from scratch with the wholesale? And do I need any special type of permit, license when registering your company? Do you have a course? All the things, all the answers. You got them. And she said, thank you.
Okay, so let me read what Jillian has here. Let me see. How do I start from scratch with the wholesale? And do I need special type of permit, license, or registering your company? Okay, boom. All right, so so I got it. You can take that down.
Okay.
Welcome aboard, Jillian. I'm glad you got introduced to this through me. Well, maybe not, but you're here, so we'll assume that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Upside down. Text VIP, Jillian, or anyone else, to 205-964-5243. And this set of videos, I have over 1,000 videos if you include the YouTube shorts. So even without the YouTube shorts, it's still over 900, I'm sure, over 800 for sure. Not saying you got to watch all of those. So all of those videos. So what I've done is I put this playlist of videos together to make it easier for you to learn what you need to know. Now, not saying you won't need to watch some of the other videos, but these base of videos, the majority of them is going to give you the foundation you need to be able to do this. So in reality, you don't have to buy a course. Now, I do sell courses or whatever, but in reality, you don't ever have to spend any money as far as for the training or whatever. So what was the last part? Okay, so depending on the state you're in, if you're in the state of Illinois, I'm sorry, there's no S. There's no sounded S. S is silent.
Illinois.
Illinois.
There you go.
Illinois, Oklahoma, Kansas, and this. So those require you to have a real estate license or a broker's license. In the city of Philadelphia, from the last time I checked, they require that you have a, what is it called? Oh, a wholesaler's license, similar to a business license, more so than having to take a test. It's more or less background check, pay about $500, boom, you're in the game. So if you're not in one of those cities, then you're fair game to make it happen. But the first thing you want to do is to educate yourself. Even if you are in those states, there's a method that you can use to get around not having a license. It legally, of course. So all we talk about is legally, of course. Bloom.
Boom. Okay. Thank you for answering that. And she said, I pronounced the name right.
Lillian?
Jillian Singh. It was the last name.
Jillian. What was the last name?
Singh.
Like Indian? Singuh?
Yeah.
That's normally okay.
Yeah.
She was okay.
All around the world. Joseph. Okay, you lighten up the questions, Joseph. I'm gonna skip you really quick. Let's see if somebody else is asking something, and I'll come right back to you. I will. So Samad, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. That's what I meant to say. Do you do wholesaling in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and whole commercial business in the same area? So you just mentioned that Philly is one of those areas that you have to have the extra to wholesale.
But the answer to the question, we'll get down.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Cool.
Yes, and yes. Yes.
Yeah,
C and C.
Okay, so Joseph, I'm coming to you. What is reverse wholesaling?
It's the definition hour. What is reverse wholesaling? It's basically reverse wholesaling is basically building a buyer's list and going and finding what they want. It's still just wholesaling, but people have put a term on it. So, building a buyer's list and going to find what they want.
Doing it backwards.
Well, not really.
It depends.
It just depends.
It just depends on what's easier for you.
Years ago I would have said find the deals and then let the deals build a buyer's list. That still works or whatever. But having a buyer, have some relationship with some buyers, it can make it easier. You know what I'm saying? If they're some strong buyers, it could make it a lot easier to just go out and find what they're looking for. But you don't want to limit yourself to just what they want, right? Because sometimes you'll find exactly what they will buy, and it's just not a good time for them. Not saying they don't have the money. They may just be going in a different direction on something else. They waiting on the property sale. And, so you if you're just depending on what they say, then you're like, damn, I thought this was, so you really just want to negotiate great deals. And again, you have a buyer that you want to let them know first, but assuming they don't want it, then still want to have a deal attractive enough. Buyers that you don't even know would still possibly want it. So,
all right, thank you. I appreciate that. So since we're not telemarketing, do we still need to scan the DNC list before we call the seller?
They consider this still telemarketing,
even
though we're not selling anything per se. It still is considered telemarketing. So, because you're calling unsolicited.
Moriante Evans, listen, you text the word Gator, Gator. You should see it ticking across the screen at the bottom. Text the word Gator to the number 205-964-5243. That's how you join. You can join us live, ask your question, ask any follow-up questions that you may have. We would love to have you on. You texting right now. Okay. Just the word Gator, nothing else. Just Gator, like Gator boots. All right. And I can't wait to see you down there and bring you on with us. So Conscious wants to know, can I bring in potential sellers/buyers using the mail service? So what's the benefit of mailing?
What's the benefit of sending mail?
Like, can you bring in potential sellers or buyers using that method?
Well, yeah, direct mail still works for sellers and buyers. A lot of people use it more so for trying to find motivated sellers, so you're targeting property owners. But yeah, it still works.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's go ahead and put it out there. A lot of in the chat, how do I send you deals? How do I partner with you? Do you JV? Do you mentor? Let's take a moment, do a little, as they call it,
Okay,
housekeeping.
so a couple of things there. Yeah, if you text 5050 to the number 205-964-5223. I'm sorry, what is it? 5243. That video will explain what we need, but I can sort of explain it. Ideally, we want you to have a property that, number one, is off market, meaning it's not for sale anywhere on the internet, and social media is the internet, if you didn't know. You're dealing directly with the owner, which means you would have it on a contract directly with the owner. So not really interested in just on houses for sure, just sending stuff. We would like for you to have it on the contract directly with the owner, right? Okay, it needs to be a great deal. So don't send over properties unless you ran it through my deal calculator. It's free on dealator.com. So you jump through all those hurdles, which really not a lot of hurdles, because finding the deal is the hard part. Then hey, let's get it. The other thing is what am I trying to say? Oh, now that's on houses. Now I am in a search for, let me see if I can pull up a video real quick. Definitely multifamily. You find vacant apartment buildings or something like that, send it over. It doesn't have to be on a contract, doesn't have to be um, contacted the owner if you don't want to. It would help us out greatly if you did. But yeah, so that would be an option. What else we got? I want to show you this video here. Let me see if I can find it, and it'll start to explain one of those other things, sort of a little different off the beaten path of what I want you to look for. Adria, well, I love this technology. Don't you like technology?
I do. It's a little too advanced for me sometimes.
Now what I'm going to show you is not advanced at all. I do a lot of loom. I didn't probably send you a loom, hadn't I?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of that. It's a great little tool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, it can help you really help people understand what you're looking for when you're trying to explain something. Some of you all probably have received a loom form. I'm trying to find the video before I share my screen so to explain. Okay, here we go. Right here, I think. Large vacant lot example. Okay, yeah, this is good right here. So let me open this. Let me share my screen. You can take this down. I took it down, and entire screen. Boom, boom, and here's the loom. Let's go. Let's. Uh-oh. I guess I could have did the same thing. I already did it. business time, like the old days. So now you know. And what, Adria? Knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is
G.I.
half the
Joe.
battle.
You know they said that on G.I. Joe.
Yes.
Really?
Really? You gonna challenge me? Wow, really? Yes.
You didn't follow up when I said, and knowing is half the battle. You supposed to have said.
Because you had already started.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew what it was.
Okay.
Challenge me on another 80s cartoon. Let's go.
Cobra!
I'm not listening. Where's Mumra? Who's Mumra? I know. I love it.
That's like a total insult.
I know. I was watching it the other day. Like, I can sit there and watch that. Yeah. It's on Hulu.
Thundercats?
You find like you have to really dig for it. But now I was watching it. I wasn't watching on Hulu, but I was watching on YouTube. But yeah. Yeah. If I had a DVD player, I would put the whole Thunder cats. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I love that. Like, I love that better than He-Man and She-Ra.
No, He-Man was sucked.
No, don't say that now. That
Super
ain't
Friends, man. Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun,
dun. And then
hey, Super Friends, Stretch Armstrong, Plastic Man. Hey, Spider-Man, the Hulk.
That was the dumbest toy ever.
What?
Stretch Armstrong.
Oh, boy, I wish I had one right now. You know what that probably be? Stretch Armstrong would probably be worth.
Yeah, it's just like having a Gumby.
I'm serious. My cousin used to keep good care of his toy. He might still have his. I tear all my stuff up.
I see. But who would have thought? Like, that's like keeping your metal lunch boxes. Like 80s metals lunch boxes with the thermos that you thought you was fire in lunch if you had the thermos that had the cup on the top. Oh my God. Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes, I had a Care Bears lunch
box. That's the kind of stuff you'll find in a house when you're like going through house.
Yes.
You'll find stuff like that.
Yes. And you be like, you know what? Can do you mind if I take this lunchbox? Just walking through. Like, you keep your house. Like, I got this $10,000 thing I can sell on eBay. You good? All right. So let's hop back into this. Moriante, you gotta join us. She said you need a property comp. And come up with a solid cash offer. I thought you were texting. Just text the word Gator. Anything going on with that I need to know about? Why he wouldn't have got his link? He didn't get his link.
Oh, I ain't put it in there. That's why. Okay, my bad. I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now, guys.
Moriante, I apologize.
Yeah,
I owe you
he
an
probably got a
apology.
video. They didn't text Gator. They got a yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
dropped the
DT
ball.
Vision.
I knew
Yes. Now Power Rangers.
Nah,
Nah.
I was grown by then.
Nah. And I was thinking because the Power Rangers was more like 90s. It
Yeah, I was
wasn't like
grown by
80
then.
cartoons. But I mean, it was good. You know, it was
Yeah,
gonna be.
I ain't. That was
Everybody wanted to be the Red Power Ranger.
that was too corny for me. You know what I'm saying?
It was, but it's still good.
I was grown then, so it didn't.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't have imagined. Then this how old y'all gonna realize I am, and a lot of y'all like.
Oh my!
There was no Cartoon Network. Like.
Oh no!
Well,
actually, for me it was.
Yeah, for you it was. Yeah. That gap is where the difference at. So, like when I was growing up, cartoons only came on Saturdays.
Saturday morning.
Cartoons. And then they started coming on in the evenings. Depending on but you only had three. Well, we only had 3 stations, and so some stations was too far, and you got to go outside and turn the antenna. You know what I'm saying? Hoping that it was a good day. I wonder what made the difference. On some days you could get it clear. And some days you couldn't. I wonder how that worked. Really? You just guessing. Okay. So, but some days you could get other channels, and they would have stuff on like Thundercats and stuff like that or whatever. But it didn't come on one of the local channels. I mean, we had to sort of like go out and hope there was a good day that day or whatever. So, but like cartoon, they just 24 hours. I would have lost my mind if there was a Cartoon Network where you could just sit there and watch cartoons all day. Now these cartoons that they have are bum cartoons, but in comparison to what we used to have, I used to like just all hero stuff. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. I like Bugs Bunny and stuff like that because there's some brilliant writing, but some of this stuff I'm like, man, if it wasn't hero stuff, I really didn't want to watch it or whatever. Super Friends, Dungeons and Dragons, one of the best ever. You didn't do Dungeons and Dragons? Oh my! Well, let's. I know people don't want to hear that. Okay, let's go. Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
T.F. Master's Dragon?
No. But yeah, I just remember the early morning because I had to get up in the morning, and let me tell you what happened.
That's what I was getting to. You didn't got up all week to go to school early in the morning, but you still get up early Saturday. Because the cartoons will start about 6 or 7. You still would get up early.
Before going to school and sitting there, because I was at my babysitter's house, which is technically my godmom, but Gilligan's Island. And then what came on next is it was Gilligan's Island, it was Bewitched, and I Dream of Jeannie. I watched them 3 shows every morning before I went to school. And then after that, Flintstones was coming on before I left.
Oh wow.
That was the lineup, TBS in the morning.
Yeah, no TBS.
Whatever that channel was the equivalent of. That's what it was.
You know what it was? How excited it was to go to somebody's house that had cable. You know what I'm saying? It was like amazing. All them clear channels.
Oh my God. Okay. We focusing. We focusing.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
We back. So hopefully you will receive that link. It is active now.
Yeah, I put the link in there now. So you text Gator, you can get in now. So sorry.
Oh, yep. I got you. No, it hasn't not Moriante. Like we said, just go ahead and say Silverhawks. What?
Silverhawks. That he just stumped me on that. When was that? Let me Google that.
Yeah, Google that. Okay, so
Silverhawks.
Frida White. We kind of went over that earlier when we talked about the best way to find
Transformers.
Robots in disguise. Yeah, come on.
Voltron.
Now see that
it was 2 versions of Voltron now.
No, just that's where you built the cats.
Well, they had the cat it was 2 versions of it though.
Oh, that's the only one I remember.
Yeah,
really.
It was 2 versions of it.
Yeah. Now that's something that's worth so much money. If you can find a Voltron doll, it was one of them shows like one of those yard sale shows that they just go around yard sales. On one of them shows they found one and it was like mint condition, like very few chips, the metal, because toys were metal. Like it was beautiful. It was just beautiful.
Oh wow.
And he was like, I can get a lot of money for this, but I got to keep this. Just keep this. And he was like, it's a safe deposit. Like, what do you call it? Like a rainy day, like cash it in.
Wow, Voltron dog.
Yeah.
I hadn't aged out of toys by the time Voltron came around.
I still ain't aged out of toys. People laugh, but I still buy toys. Yeah. I got all my. I don't open them, but Masters of the Universe, that whole collection, I collect those.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Zero Hawk. What kind is it? Zero Hawk.
That's like
Space Ghost.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that was the theme song. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. And then they did like the TV show. It was like the later version on Cartoon Network. It came on late at night, like 10 o'clock.
Space Ghost.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast. If on Cartoon Network around 10.
What is Space Ghost? What did he do? What did he do?
Space Ghost was the one with the little bird ears, kind of.
No.
Guess he was, because he had the.
What was his power?
The mantis. The mantis was his person. No. Oh heck, I'm thinking about Birdman.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Birdman had the mantis, which was his arch nemesis. That you're right. But Space Ghost was still Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Yeah. Mock my word. Okay, hold on. Because yes, American talk show Space Ghost Coast to Coast was what came on the Cartoon Network at 10 o'clock. And it was him interviewing all the people that was on his show.
Black and white, black mask.
1994 talk show. It lasted for 11 seasons.
No, that ain't the same thing.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
That is him. That's him.
I'm very aware.
Yeah, that's him.
And he would interview everybody. It would flash back to cartoons, and he was interviewing what happened. Like, why did you attack me? Like, what was going on? What were you thinking? And oh my gosh, yeah, and it was called Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, y'all. Ain't nobody joined me yet. So DT Vision says, so can I send you old apartment buildings in response to the video that you just played?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, Jillian, repeating that number 205-964-5243. It should be, like I said, streaming across the bottom of your screen there. So let's see here, Desiree. I'm scrolling up for you, but I
don't know if this is my crowd, but do I have any civil engineers out there?
What you building?
Or architects? Am I saying that?
Yeah, architects.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think civil is what you need more for like coding and like stuff like that.
Yeah. If any civil engineers out there,
okay,
let's connect.
Okay,
please.
All right. I can tell you, like the weight, the concrete, like how much weight it can take, and the thickness that you need to do, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, in the codes. Okay, so Shell. Monet, yes, absolutely you can. Hey guys, I don't see anybody down at the bottom, but the link is up and you most definitely can join us. And Desiree, thank you. I figured I had already read your question, but thank you for confirming that for me. Jessica Huya, what are the best deals? Is that your car? No, this is BMW. I was gonna say, is that your car in her profile picture? What are the best leads to spend your money on with virtual wholesaling? The best leads that money can buy.
The best leads to spend your money on virtual wholesaling?
Yes.
In reality, I would just recommend where's the cards? Just doing tool, texting the word tool. That's the only thing you're gonna need, and then you can leverage. You can leverage this tool, which is PropStream, whatever, which will train you on it. And you could just go and you could just use Facebook, which is free, connecting buyers and sellers in most decent sized markets. Now, the new training that we had, that's in the group training, we go through that to show you how to connect buyers and sellers or whatever through Facebook. So that's what I'll do. So now we're only talking about $100 a month, 200 if you're going through the training. So
okay, so they're still not getting through. On the text Gator like 7 times. Yeah. Yeah, he's on the Gator.
Wait a minute. I see people texting Gator and it's in it too. Yeah, it should be working.
Okay, is that right?
Yeah, it's getting down, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see somebody just text Gator and it sent them the link.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Just following up. All caps, right? Does it matter whether it's all caps or not?
It doesn't matter. It just
Okay.
need to be all together. It shouldn't matter.
Okay. So, Cassapine, hey, nice of you to join us. Glad you're here. The question is, hey, Flip, is it best to be upfront to an owner about wholesaling or just only disclose if asked? Had a deal blow up because an owner thought I was scamming? TMI.
Well, yeah. Okay, so that's why. Whenever you're so everybody's here trying to learn this game, right?
Right.
Everybody here right now. People are at different levels. And some people, this may be their first introduction, they're only minutes in at this point. And some people have spent hours studying this stuff and still are confused about it, right? So imagine trying to explain wholesaling to a seller in 5 minutes. They're not going to want to deal with you because they don't understand it. And when people don't understand something, they generally don't want to do business. Not saying that you're trying to scam them, they just don't understand what's going on. And on top of that, it's not important. In the sense that can you perform? Can you get the amount of money that you all agreed upon? Not to say that every deal is going to close, because that's just the way it is or whatever. But you are a buyer, an investor, which you are because the contract says you are. Legally, you will have the right to assign that agreement, whether your intentions are to buy or not, right? You're just leveraging what's legal. That's it, right? So the way you explain yourself that I'm a cash buyer, we buy as is, we close in 2 to 4 weeks, talking about houses, and we pay all closing costs minus any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens. That pretty much answers all of their questions, right? If they say, well, how long have you been in business? If you've only been in business a week, say, hey, I've only been in a business a week. I'm trying to feed my family. Mm-hmm. This is an opportunity to get in real estate investment. Got turned on to it. A great guy on the internet, and I'm in it. Would you like to sell your house? We would love to buy it.
Okay, there you have it.
Boom.
There you have it. Thank you. CJ, hey, let's see here. Listen, how do we reconcile the buyer contract and the seller contract without the seller knowing what we get paid, because the buyer can ask the seller?
Well, at the end of the day, you always can have unreasonable people out there, but for the most part, most people are good with this because they are getting what you all agreed upon. They know you're not working for free, period. An interview you all need to check out that I did the other day with Greg Dickerson. Tons of free information on YouTube, tons of it for content on commercial real estate. And he explains how someone that he knows, a friend of his, wholesaled a piece of land and picked up a $10 million assignment fee. They didn't double close it. They did a $10 million assignment fee.
Wow. That's beyond life changing shit. As a matter of fact, let me check my lottery numbers from last week.
10 big ones.
Okay, there you have it. And following up with Casapian's question about disclosing to the seller, he says, in my situation, the owner said my ads on Facebook about their property and saw my ads on Facebook about their property and questioned me about it. So I thought it would have been better to disclose at the beginning.
Well, see, that's a great one. All right, so Facebook Marketplace is a great place to move a property, right?
Right.
Even if you don't have any buyers, if it's priced right, you're gonna. If nothing else, is gonna build a buyer's list. Even if it's priced right, you might not still find a buyer for whatever. But if you get a lot of activity on those, are potential buyers for your property, right? Okay, so with that being said, if you're going to market a property on Facebook, you need to know who you're dealing with as far as the seller. Not saying are you on Facebook? You don't ask them. You probably just can search their name and see that they are, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you're going to market the deal on Facebook, you may not, if you feel that, say this seller, they may see that ad on Facebook, right? So what you do is go take a photo of another property in that area and put that address on it. It may just be a vacant, but it needs to be similar condition, and put it out there. When people hit you up, just say, hey, this property is not available, but this one is. And then you send them the information. So.
Okay. Got you. All right. Oh, Mariante. Hey, finally got you on. How you doing?
Yes. It's such a blessing. How y'all doing?
We're good. Where are you coming from?
I'm broadcasting here in the city of Detroit, state of Michigan.
Detroit.
Okay. D-Town.
Detroit.
Yes. I'm trying to see if I could turn. I probably don't need to turn my camera around because you got all the resources. But first and foremost, thank you for letting me hop on. And just to tell you, Flip, man, I haven't closed my first deal yet, but it's coming, and I've came a long way from where I started. And you the reason why I started.
Please expound.
Yes, I went from like I look at these comments, and so many people, they're asking, how do you do this, Flip? How do you do this? And there's 1,000 videos on this thing.
Yeah.
It's you watch the channel. That's the best advice I can give. But I wanted to share this property with you. I just got off the phone with the owner. You think you could type it in?
Oh yeah.
2511.
Wait a minute. I don't even have what's the name of you. Hold on, give me just a second here, sir. Please, sir. More water, sir. Can I have more?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what you got, man?
Okay, 2511 Atkinson, which is ATKINSON Street, Detroit, Michigan. Yup, 48206, that property.
All right, so let's look at where we have here. So everyone here, so we don't have TikTok and Instagram, so I don't have to explain this to them. All right, so what we got here is, I like to look at a couple of things whenever I pull up a property. So let's look at the cash sale. So back in, what is that? 2000, what is that? I can't see. 2003, 7,000 they paid for it. That was a long time ago, 20 years ago to be exact. They only own one other property based on this mailing address. And so let's go over here to comparable sales. So what we're about to do here for my man out of Detroit is we're going to try to determine an ARV, right? That's the starting point. So whenever you do that, you're getting in the mind of an investor, right? So you have to know what the end game is. How are they going to make their money? So once you determine that, then you can determine how you're going to make your money, right? And what you need to negotiate with the seller. So I like to look at the map view of this. So I'm going to blow this up. Ideally, you don't want to cross over these sticker white lines, sticker yellow lines if you don't have to. Here's one right here. So I would like to stay in these. Well, you got number 1 right there, number 2. I like to stay on this side of the street, but I'll look at them all. It may not make a difference. You can sort of look at the pattern of what prices have sold for from low to high. So I'll shrink this down. And I'm just going to look at the MLS data right now. So there's only 3 MLS properties that sold. They're right there by it, so that's good. So we're looking at they're all over the place. So we got, I guess this is a rental right here. Number 1. So number 2 sold for 20 or 36, and the other sold for 61. So what we like to look at is 3 things off the top. We like to look at the year built, the lot square footage, and the square footage of the house itself. So the year built, 1921. We like to stay in a range of 5 years. So plus from 1926 to 1916. So all of this fits as well. This is 1915, but we can still use it. And then we like to let's stay in the range of 2,500 square feet on the lot if possible. And then the square footage of the house, it automatically over here, if you're using PropStream, it's automatically going to default plus or minus 20% of our square footage. 20% up or down. Okay, so the house that sold for the most here was 61.5. Let's look at this and see if how it sold. So did they use a loan? So it was a cash deal. Ugh. I really would have preferred that it would have been a loan because an appraisal would have been done, guaranteed. But it was a cash purchase. So let's look at one of the other ones here. So this is probably cash too, I'm pretty sure. So let me see. What's the square footage on this 20? So let's reduce the square footage a little more. Let's go down another 1,000 down to 1,000 and see if it pulls more, and it doesn't. Okay, so maybe I want to extend out a little bit because not a lot of activity here. So now when I extend out a little bit, it does more properties. Okay, so let's see what sold most recent. So we do have some that's the one that is sold in 23. It sold for 24.9, or basically 25 grand. We have one that sold in December for 32. We have another one in December sold for 72. Let's look at that one and see what was the status on it. So it was another cash purchase. So, but it's okay. So we're good. So let's do this then. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to go back and just go to public record.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at the cash sales here, right? Okay, so we got bank cash, bank cash, bank. Ooh, a lot of them. Oh my God. All right, then I'm going to reduce the square footage back down to half a mile again. Okay, so these properties are selling. So 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, 5,000, 1,500, 20, 2,000, 1,000, 1,000, 3,500. Now those all bank sales. So then we have the ones that were not foreclosures, 2,300. I'm looking at the lowest ones first. Got 10,000, 9,800. We got 3,200 in here and 112. We're not going to look at those. 3,500, 13,000. Then we got the last one. That's the 61.5. We got 19,000. So number one, what did you all discuss price?
We not really. It was mentioned, but he was explaining that he kind of didn't know that he would have to get with his real estate friend, and you know, she's been doing it for years, and she would kind of give him an idea. I was thinking, like, if I was to put this guy under contract, you know, seeing that, because I just messaged another guy. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, including yours. I just messaged one of my guys, and he's thinking that the ARV is kind of what you said, like maybe 60, 70 renovations. Looking at it, I think it's gonna, if it's a 2,000 square footage property, I think this one's might need a good 40, 50K put into it. So that, and that's just on the low end.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to get this property below 10 grand then if it needs that much work.
Right.
And it's a 1,700 square feet, decent sized house, so it's gonna take quite a bit of money to do it.
Right. Just out of curiosity, my partner, me, Mr. Copeland, and another guy named Justin, I work with these guys with all investor groups. We're getting that the owner is a Billy Parrish, but then we're seeing like different title changes. The owner just called me. He just called me. Huh?
Let me go back and look at that. I didn't even.
Yeah, please, because we're having some trouble. This one, by the way, Flip, this one came, you know, with the driving for dollars method. But for those that do not have cars, such as myself, there is something called Google Earth, right? And laptops, and you mix the two and you drive for dollars at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can. I'm glad you mentioned that. We'll go through it here in PropStream also. So let me do this. Let me shrink so I can see all of this. Okay, so there are a lot of quick claim deeds in here. So the person that's showing as the owner right now is, like you say, Billy Parrish.
So
Okay.
that is him.
That's what it's showing here as the owner right now.
Okay.
But I don't show him in any of these recent. Well, he's way down here. He's back
Yeah,
there in
that's because
2000. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm sorry, not to interrupt. Yeah, that's what me and Mr. Copeland seen. We were kind of confused because you see a transaction from Chinette from like 2014, 2015. But after I just spoke with the owner, like worst case scenario go, maybe 2 hours ago. Conversation went great, excellent. I called this guy out the blue, and he was just explaining, that he did have the property for some years. He mentioned that he still lives in the state of Michigan. I think he lives somewhere else. The property's located in Wayne County, city of Detroit. But anyway, he was mentioning how when he moved forward from the property, he left it for his family. And he mentioned that his brother died. So I don't know if like
So what you'll want to do is you'll want to find out who all these people are, right?
exactly.
Yeah. So you'll want to find out who all these people are, right? So that's the thing. You'll want to try to get him to figure that out. Okay.
Right.
So, I'm not going to put them out there, even though I showed them on the screen. YouTube be tripping.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Video, man. You can hit me up, Al. If you don't have access to it, I'll send it to you.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, so what he was talking about, like if you don't have a vehicle or even if you do have one, you can use a tool like this and see all of these properties are identified here. All you have to do is click on one and it'll pull up the ownership information, right? Once you click on it, then you hit details, minimize the screen, it pulls up that information. I'm just going to
absolutely.
So you can literally like just do this and just drop the little Goldie there and just start just going down this street right here and seeing what appears to be vacant, right? You may even see an infield lot in here somewhere and say, hey, it's like a house could go right here. Not here, but I'm just saying. So like this house right here, let me see. Now, is that vacant?
Wow, that's nice.
No, I don't think so, but yeah, just going down this street here and just looking at them one by one, saving you gas money. Now, Batch actually has a tool that's more conducive for this. It's called Batch Driven or whatever, but this would do it also. Let me see. You're always looking for that high grass and any type of unmanned. What does that say right up there?
Surveillance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he up in there. Oh, here we go right here. This vacant right here look like. Let me see.
They just think in their grass.
No, I think that's vacant right there.
No,
AP.
It's a car driver though.
Yeah, that's vacant right there. So how would let me see. What number is that? I don't think I'm on the number here. So
the house with the surveillance sign was like 240.
That's what it was. What this say right here? So that's 2040.
That's 2040.
So that's 2040, and we're on what street here? Atkins. We still on Atkins, aren't we? Okay.
Yep.
So if that's 2040, okay, all I gotta do is put 2040. It's next door, right? That's the one right here. So if I go here and let's do this. I'm gonna shrink out of this and I'm gonna put 2040. Atkins, then blow this up, and it should be this house right here, right? Let's see here. All right, so let's do this. We out of here, boom.
Making that way.
And you don't know that song. And and there it is. That should be it, right? Is it this one? See, this one is showing the wait a minute. See, this one is showing the grass cut on this one, but this is it though, right? It was next door.
The one with no grass is next
door.
door.
It's that one. It's this one. It's 2 doors down.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you go back, we can read the gold house numbers on that one as well, because it's on the brick
We should just go 2 down. So it should be this one.
Yes.
Okay, should be this one. Okay, so let's see. Let's drop old Golda down here. Boom. Bam. So there we go. So obviously we would have the information on them right here. Now the mailing address and the address is still the same though. It was a cash purchase back in 2016. That's the seller and the buyer. So you still just skip trace it because it looks vacant. So from there you would try to figure out how to reach out to them, which of course you could just skip trace them. You can use one of the free services or one of the paid services. But that's what you're referring to. You can just driving down the street. And of course, you don't have to have one of these paid services because you can do the same thing on Google Maps, but you're still going to have to use the county website or something like that to figure out who owns it, and you go from there. Is that what you were?
I think that the best thing to do, you know, I feel that, it's not about, so many people jump in this business and they focus on what they don't have and what other people have. I believe that, you work with what you have. Yes. And working with what you have, God will provide more resources for you. And I just want to say that, Flip, honestly, it's been a tough journey, man. I've been shedding tears. I started officially. I've been watching you since May of 2022. Mm-hmm. I made my first phone call to a homeowner October 15th of 2022. But when I first started, I didn't know how to get leads. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to send a contract. I didn't know how to fill out a contract. I didn't learn I didn't understand any of that. As of today, I understand all of that. I think my biggest issue though, or I'll tell you this, I came so close, man. January is the first month. Like I said, I started October 15, 2022. January was the first month that I got my first 7 yeses. Oh, 7 people told me yes. 4 of them I was able to get under contract. And unfortunately, I had to terminate all of them.
Okay.
And I cried because it's like, you're this close.
Yeah.
But what I did was I pulled it together. I shook it off, just shake it off a little bit. And I continue to watch your channel and continue to grow. And I feel that I'm very close, but I think the part where I'm messing up at is how do you they say they tell you, you want to hear no. Because no doesn't always mean no. Because I've been told no, and I've been seen it turn into a yes. But it's like when they tell you no, what could you say, or what questions could you imply in their mind to convert that no into a yes?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Are you saying they're saying no, they're not interested in selling?
Like it's been like this. Like I'll call hello. They'll be like, yeah, hello, the whole scene.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to price, I tell them, the number would have to work for the both of us. They say, okay.
So wait a minute.
I say it.
Oh, wait a minute. So they do want to sell.
Yes.
You're saying they're saying no to your offer.
Exactly. So okay. What would I do? So okay, for example, I call you, you have a house that's for $300,000. I offer you $150K because it needs a full rehab. You tell me no. What do I say to you?
Okay, so if they say no, number one, you want to try to get them to give you a price. Now, I know that can be difficult sometimes because you call them out of the blue. Ideally, right. That's your initial goal, is to try to get them to give you a price.
Correct.
Now, and you'll a couple ways to pose this question. So say, I called you out of the blue, but paying all cash and closing quickly, what would be the least amount you'll accept? If you watch my video, you probably heard me say that.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, so you want to do that. Another way of saying this, I learned this from when I watched the interview I did with Greg the other day. Text VIP to see that interview. It should be the second video in the playlist right now. But he said, the way he would pose it is, especially when they won't give you a price or whatever, is, well, what is it going to, at what price is, at what price is it going, at what price can we get this deal done at, or what will it take to get this deal done, right? And so actually been using that this week. Got a couple of reverses. Now, it still didn't work out as far as the price, but I did force them into actually giving us a price by just posing the question that way. What is it going to take to get this deal done? Or at what price is it going to take to get this deal done, right? And so at least you start talking now. And so now, just because they say no to an offer that makes sense as a wholesale deal, you need to always say, well, say, hey, that won't work for us at that price on a cash deal. Would you be open to accepting payments, monthly payments, with no landlording duties? And they say, what do you mean? You're going to act, you say, hey, you're going to act as the bank. We're going to set up terms favorable to you. You're basically acting as the bank. We're going to pay you on a monthly basis. We'll set a time frame that we're going to pay you, and obviously an amount and a final price. All right. Now, you may not know those terms initially because you need to maybe do some homework to see what, you want to at least look at the rental rates based on the price that you all negotiate you would like for the property to be able to cash flow. Not a deal breaker, because you could still get someone that wants to move in the property and put up a significant down payment, and the payment amount may not be as big of an issue because they just don't have the credit, but they got cash and income to afford whatever number. So you always want to see if they will do owner financing if they say no to a price that works for you to make it a deal. The other thing is, you always want to ask them, well, hey, okay, so we might not be able to do a deal on this property. Do you have another property that you would prefer to sell?
All the time.
Yeah, so
all the time.
That, and then on top of that, you want to ask them, hey, do you know anyone else that wants to sell a piece of real estate? So
exactly.
So you want to do that. Just understand, number one, you're doing what you need to do because you're creating activity and you're speaking to owners. The other thing is that most people are not going to want to sell at a price that's going to make sense. So
exactly.
Don't this. You should expect it.
Right? Yeah, that's what I put in my head.
You should expect when somebody gives you a price that works. And I've been doing this 20 years. It still surprises me, right? And so, so you should expect it. You know what I'm saying? So that keeps your expectations to where they should be. Is that not saying you don't just go, well, I know they ain't gonna do nothing. You don't want to have that attitude. You still want to have the excitement about it because you never know. But don't have your expectations that most of the people you talk to is going to be a deal. It's the reverse.
Right.
But we're not selling pencils here. The people that are motivated to do a deal that makes sense for you numbers wise, is so worth it. It's one or two deals, and for most people changes their financial situation. Just one or two deals. Not saying that's it. They don't have to do deals anymore, but I'm saying, number one, they know it's real. And number one, normally it gives them cushion to really put more energy into it to start to compound those efforts. So just keep doing what you're doing. You're going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Because like you say, you are making it work based on what your resources will allow you to do. There's too many free tools out here.
And you know what? I just want to put this, out to the public. Exactly what Flip says, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. If you've cried, if you felt like this doesn't work, how is it working for them? Feel all those feelings. It's okay. Like Jim Rohn quotes it. He says, let life touch you. Don't let it kill you. By all means, keep pushing, because it will happen. I believe that even if it is just one phone call, and, like you say, they say, how many phone calls do you need to make a day? I love the short where you say just one, because that's the truth. It's just that one. And I just want to thank you. Like, I really can't thank you many. It's no words that I can ever put together to really, but the best, if I had a set of words, it would just be a very sincere thank you for your free content. Thank you for your mentorship. Thank you for continuing to teach because some people, they say, oh, I get tired of teaching. I made this money. I did everything I need to do. They have my videos. They'll watch it. But you still broadcast. You still make those shorts. You still start as if today is day one. That's why the next time we go live, I'm going to have a first deal for you.
All right, man. All right. Hey, love to hear that story, man. Make it happen. I know you're going to make it happen. All right.
Hey, listen. This give me hope. This give me hope.
Hey, what's the weather up there like? You look like you're freezing. What's the weather up there like right now?
You said, huh?
I said, what's the weather like up there right now?
Oh man, it's cold. The wind blowing. It's so cold. It's so cold. The houses need blankets.
All right, let me see what the temperature is in Detroit right now.
Hey, it's cold. Hey, Michigan.
23 right now. Man, that's nothing for y'all, right? It gets a lot colder, right?
Yeah. It's Michigan's Michigan. Snow. I won't say it's snow, but it's not what it just was a few days ago.
I got you. That's what's up, man. All right, man. So really appreciate you joining us.
Hey, thank you.
We're gonna go ahead and get to the topic here, but keep watching, man, and keep me updated, man. Send me a text.
Hey, I'm gonna do it, man. I went from not knowing to knowing. The next step is to close. It's just only right.
Oh yeah, sounds like you're ready. The knowledge there, you putting it into action, man. That's the main thing. People always say, "What's the first thing you do?" So you need to educate yourself.
Educate yourself, man. Watch the videos.
And guess what's going to magically happen? You're going to know what to do. You know what I'm saying? As you educate yourself, it's going to just be magic. You're going to know what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But hey, man, thank you. God bless, Flip.
All right, no problem, man. Good luck. Stay warm.
All right, you too.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a good night.
Yeah. Topic.
Boom, let's start the thumbnail.
Topic. He had a gap tooth there. I said, no, don't do that. Don't do me like that. Sometimes it's appropriate, but that wasn't one.
Well, it could have been you should, instead of flushing and refund, you should get your teeth
That's
fixed.
basically what happened, man. So don't blow your tax refund invested in real estate. You say, well, it's only $6,000. What can I literally do? Oh, you could change your whole world with 6 big ones, right?
Yeah.
And using only a small portion of that.
Yeah.
Stay out of Foot Locker, please. Please. Right? I started to do that and do the title where people stand in line and me stand up there with a, shaking my head, thing, mean, and saying food locker.
Oh, now that's cute.
I ain't want to go like
that.
Oh. Food locker.
Food locker.
Anyway, so don't let the tax return end up at Foot Locker, man. Come on now. They talk about reparations. We would do, not all of them. When they were giving back their tune, they should have been did it. They've been had that bread back. Been had it back. But we're here to change that mindset.
Okay.
If you're here, we're here to change that. Anyway, I don't know. There's so many directions I could go with that, right?
Right.
You could literally only spend about. I ain't gonna say that because then they'll blow the money. So don't blow none of it. All right. So the first thing you want to do is take advantage of all of this free content. I know it's hard to sit on that bread, but only take care of things that you need to catch up on if that's your situation. If it's not, you do not have to spend it. Right?
Hold up.
Would you like to turn that $6,000 that you get as a tax refund into $60,000 by June? Wouldn't that be more beautiful? Huh? Next year, you make so much money that you don't even get a tax refund. How would that sound? You know what that means? You made quite a bit of bread. That's what you should be looking forward to, but I'm not giving you any way to do it. So you're here. So number one, I think you should leverage that into the proper tools. I would pay for them for at least 6 months up front if it was allowed. PropStream, batch leads, all can be accessed through me, through digulator.com, through text to flip, or through digulator.com. Text the word tool and separate text, and the word text. Get the right tools. So now you can leverage those tools along with my free training. Mm-hmm. My free training. Mm-hmm. to now turn that $6,000 tax refund or $3,000 tax refund into 30 or 60 grand by June. May even be by May. Maybe by April, depending on where you are.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
That would be lovely. Wouldn't it be
And if you want to get in my coaching group,
yeah.
it's only $97 a month. That's it. $97 a month. Just text me. I'll gladly send you the link.
What do you text? What's the code word?
Just text me. Say, I want to get in the $97 a month coaching group.
That was pretty easy.
Say that. Say something like that. And I'll send you the link.
Hold on. REI next door. You got to be kidding, right?
What he said.
I thought you had to spend all your refund in 2 weeks. Otherwise, they take it back. What?
He joking.
He got to be.
He joking.
Gotta
That's
be.
Food Locker. He just doing the Food Locker like I was.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you serious? Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that plan. You know, I'm also going to say right here, y'all, like, y'all let me know, like in the studio here and where we
Text
are.
the word. Let's do this. Since we
What?
saying they gonna add a zero. So whatever your tax refund is, the goal is we're gonna add a zero.
Ooh.
So you need to get in the coaching group to do that. You don't have to do that, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that now.
You ain't got to, but it's highly
since you're gonna have the money, why not go ahead and do it? Right? Because you're going to learn how to leverage zero and that. So the idea you want to be able to add a zero to your tax refund by June.
Oh, that's nice.
So whatever that number is. So if you're getting 2,500, add a zero. What is it, Adrian?
25,000.
You sound like you're guessing.
I second guessed myself because I was like, hold on.
You sound like you're guessing. If you getting $3,000, add a zero. What is that, Adrian?
30,000.
Oh, that girl is brilliant. If you're getting 6,000, add a zero to that. What are you getting, Adrian?
60,000.
That would get $10,000, do they?
Yeah.
Some people get that much.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a cap.
Who said that?
Oh, okay. So, you don't know nobody ever got no $10,000 tax refund.
Back when they was offering all them extra credits. It was blowing.
Talking about C word.
COVID
days.
time.
Now,
yeah, it was blowing out the water.
That ain't regular. That ain't regular.
Oh, you talking about regular?
You ain't talking about COVID. There's crazy stuff going on. We're gonna go be dead broke.
You got to think. So if you have 3 kids and you get the $1,500 tax credit for each kid, and if you have more than that, you let somebody else back. Never mind. We ain't saying that. You get.
I thought they kept it off at like 3 kids. You can't.
I just said 3 kids.
I'm saying you can't go above that if you got 7.
No, you let somebody else.
They don't do that no more, do
they? Okay.
Yeah.
Just sign over the right paperwork. Okay, so $4,500, and then if you have
it
it properly,
$4,500, you add a zero, Adrian. What is that?
45,000.
That's it. I think y'all got it.
Okay, but what if I owe?
Who?
What if I owe? I owe $260.
This ain't if you owe. So you got another issue going. You got one of them good problems. If you owe, it's supposed to be a good problem.
No, if you owe, that means that you've been doing what you're supposed to do and you haven't been paying extra taxes.
Well, I'm saying if it's not back tax, but
No.
it's more like you make that much money and you owe. Not saying that's always a good thing because you can still be dead broke.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that normally it means you made a decent amount of money versus.
Desiree said, "You know what? What do you always say?
What
was half a zero? You know?" And she said, "What if you got zero? Add a zero to that."
Okay, Desiree, we got.
What's that, Desiree? Zero.
If you got zero, you add a zero to zero. I'm talking about you can add 1,000 zeros to it and still zero.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's a good one, Desiree. Oh my God. Oh, that's good. So what you need to do, if you're that person, you need to start dating one of them tax refund people.
Oh, it's about that time of year, ladies. It's about that time of year. Don't get tricked into the foolery.
Don't get tricked. That joke ain't been around all this time. Don't get tricked.
You know what? I got that good morning. Do you have a good day? Mike laugh. You think you slick.
But anyway, so anyway, guys. Yeah, so the options are out there. Start with just some simple tools. Only, you should be able to leverage that money though, for real. And for like really, really. If you just think about it. Now, some people, you have to catch up, but normally most people don't have to spend it all, right? Some people may need a vehicle. This is one of the
biggest booming time
for car dealers,
for
or whatever.
leasing apartments, for moving, for.
But most of the time, just think about it like this, guy. In most cases, when people make exceptional money, a sacrifice has to be made somewhere, and normally it's a temporary sacrifice, and most people are not willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what else to say about that, AP.
No, you're good. So REI has a good question. Like, you mentioned it. Don't mention it enough, because I'm telling you guys, this information is.
And then if you live in Atlanta, Georgia, AtlantaCashBuyers.com, or if you live, I don't have the banner, but if you live in Dallas, Texas, CashBuyersOfDallas.com, or if you live in Philly, CashBuyersOfPhilly.com. You can go to those sites. If you can't get to them, because a couple of them are new, they might not be populated in Google yet, text me. I'll gladly send you the link. You'll see what you can get down. Plus, you get one-on-one coaching, unlimited coaching through houses, multifamily, land, self-storage. If I know it, I'm yours. I'm your slave. Just, hey.
Now, this is not the $97 a month coaching.
No, that's just different. That's different. Okay. No. When they go to that site, they'll see. Now, they'll know it ain't that. Anyway, so enough of the promotional hour. the play, what do you call it? When they pass around the collection plate.
Oh, love.
We've been rolling about an hour and 25 minutes and some change. I don't think I have anything else, Adrian. We really appreciate everyone that has participated. Tired of me screaming, but add a zero, baby. Get that tax refund. Add a zero. Are you going to add a zero to your tax refund? Or will you be at zero by March? So, hey, which one you want? So you want to add a zero by June?
Or be at zero by March?
Or be at zero in March. Back to square one.
Okay. I'll be taking this personal, y'all. But
yeah, so hey. So there it is.
All right, guys. We'll see you next Thursday, same time, Lord willing. Happy Black History
Black
Month.
channel,
same black
time.
Did you say black or bat?
I meant to say bat, but black sounds good.
Okay, guys. We'll see you on the flip side.
Yep.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-52439. Yep. 205-964